Hey everyone, welcome to realmonster.com and our first in a series of free critiques where you can upload your stuff to the website and I will hopefully get to your shot and critique it for free. So our first one is from Tugay Erat. Hope I said that right. He uploaded his shot. It's a Spider-Man shot. It looks awesome. So I thought I would go through it real quick. I don't want to take too long. I want to kind of get through these kind of quick and just kind of do a once over and talk about things that can be pushed, talk about posing, talk about, contrast, line of action, all that good stuff. So let's go through it real quick and then we'll talk about it. All right, here we go. Nice. Okay, so overall, very good. Nice timing, nice spacing, entertaining, right? So we always want to make sure we're entertaining our audience because that's what we're doing, right? We're animating characters to entertain people. And so we want to communicate ideas in the most entertaining way possible. And I feel like you've done a great job here overall. So there's a few things that I might go and kind of look at and things we could talk about pushing, some things that I might want to do. But I think overall, a really fun shot. Nice job. Okay, so right off the bat, I noticed this pose. This pose is a little ambiguous. It's a little muddy, the way that back right leg overlaps the left arm. So I might just go for a pose here that's maybe a little clearer as a starting pose, because I like to start my shots with just a really cool start pose that just gives me some kind of boost into the rest of the shot. Okay, so go for it. Just put a really cool pose on there. Just think about your line of action, think about your directionality, think about where force is being applied. And I might not even have the web in the right arm. I think you could just go for some kind of like really cool pose here where, I don't know, maybe it's kind of like take advantage of the body kind of more like this. Just kind of looking across, arms kind of out here, right, web. And then maybe like maybe the body's more like this, Just, I don't know, something to think about. Maybe just go for that kind of force and that idea of all this tension here on that straight against curve kind of thing, Additionally, one thing that I might think about doing here too as well is I really, when I saw this, I really wanted to see him go almost like more like this kind of arc through the scene, so that he kind of brushes across screen left and then whips back screen right. I think there's an opportunity there to get some really cool posing here and just have him like whip across here. And then as the camera, by the way, nice cameras. I love the dynamic cameras you're doing here. So as the camera is kind of panning across here, I wish that he kind of finished his motion here more screen right, like over here somewhere. And then from here, cast a web there and like come across this way more, Because that way you're not just going kind of straight through the center of the scene here and then straight through the center of the scene here as well the second time, right? You're kind of moving dynamically from side to side, coming through, swooping across and getting really cool shapes, And it gives you opportunities to push poses too, just like really fun stuff. So one thing that I was noticing here too as well is like on every swoop down here, you're just kind of bending the body backwards. And because there's no directionality or three-dimensionality here, you're kind of flat to camera. You're just getting like these kind of overlapping shapes here. And I think you could take advantage of stronger posing through here. One thing I would say for everyone to keep in mind and to consider is when you're animating, especially body mechanics, really think about what you're imprinting on your audience, right? What do you want them to walk away from when they watch that shot, And so if you're doing pose heavy mechanics, then really think about those moments when your character is swinging through the scene like this, and then they're going to hit this bottom mark here and then kind of whip up in the air, right? There's an opportunity for hang time poses up here where you can hit a really cool graphic pose and just hold that beat for like a split second, not even a second, like a beat, right? Which could be You know, a beat's kind of like you feel it out, right? It could be a second, half a second, whatever. But just long enough to like really sell that moment and put an iconic imprint on your audience, right? And then from there, go into the next thing here. And then maybe start like this, but then as they come down the bottom, again, think about how, you know, this tension right here is being applied. Maybe what you can do is, you know, you could probably do something where you have like all this tension applied this way, right? Okay. And so maybe you have this other foot here. You know what I mean? Like just thinking about how, you know, you might have like really cool opportunities to do kind of stuff like that, you know? And then he can come around to the bottom arc there and like pop up again, you know? So just, again, looking for moments to really sell poses and how long can you hold those poses, you know? Okay. And then things like this, when you get to this bottom here and you're like whipping him up, you know, just being careful not to get too tangenty here. Okay. But really thinking about like what you could do even here, just, you know, pushing, you know, the asymmetry there, you know, and what you might be able to do like really graphic here and like really sell the eye into like these shapes, you know, whatever. Okay. Yeah, so just stuff like that's really important, I think, because you just want these moments like right here, you know, to really just pop and really sell just really cool badass poses, right? Okay. Right here, when he goes to shoot the web up and then like pops up here out of frame, I would, for two reasons, I would push that arm up to telegraph and to anticipate that web coming out sooner. One, it tells the audience that he's gonna shoot the web, right? But two, you're doing it so late that he's already at his bottom mark right there at frame 99 and you've just started to shoot the web. And so the fact that he pops up right here, I don't buy it because he's not anchored to anything. So you want the web definitely to be anchored off camera somewhere. So when he like yanks the web, it pulls him up out of frame and you believe it, right? It's got that believability factor. Okay. And again, it's also about anticipation, right? So just like really clear ideas, telling your audience like, whoa, boom, right? Okay. And that goes from here as well. I think right here, there's an opportunity for him to, right around the top of his apex right here, to just like whip the arm out and get ready to shoot the web. Okay. Yeah, stuff like that. Really cool. Nice. But overall, I love your camera stuff. You know, it's really fun. It's smooth. You have a nice eye for camera work, I believe. Again, it's very entertaining. I think you did a great job overall. I love the web animations. Really nice stuff. Great stuff. So the only other thing I would say is this very end moment here. What I like that you're doing here is you really do feel the tension of him dropping into frame here and how the body kind of comes to a stop and then recoils back up and then the feet slide down the web and kind of catch up. But I feel like you cut this arc on like the TY a little bit short, and I kind of wish it had a little more elasticity and time to kind of like push back up and then settle, you know? So you get like that drop into frame, that kind of bounce back up from the web, and then that kind of sag on the weight, you know? And so right now you're kind of doing that, but I feel like you're just cutting the weight a little bit short right there. Like you're finished right around 147 and then you're going back down already. And then you kind of go down for a couple frames and you kind of end it. And then you've got this one frame right that I just saw right there where the chest is kind of rotating on one frame and then the shoulders kind of move after that. So I think there's some polish work to do here to really sell that moment and really feel the weight, just kind of that dead weight, right? Where he's just kind of dropping in, he kind of bounces back and then just kind of sags down. And then on top of that, taking advantage of this moment to really overlap the head nicely through here, because you get like this nice moment where the head is kind of looking back up still, and then the body bottoms out here, and then having the neck and the head like really kind of overlap that, and then as the body gets pulled back up, his head kind of like jerks back a little bit maybe, and then recovers right here and recoils into a reversal basically. So you're just getting those overlapping shapes, okay? So just kind of finishing the mechanic, just getting, you know, all that stuff working together, you know? And that's kind of hard to do for some people too, is really thinking about, you know, beyond posing, right? Just beyond just posing characters, what do you do to really have all of your controls work in harmony so that you're going from pose A to pose B to pose C to pose D in a nice fluid way. The poses work well together, but then you're also putting in breakdowns that really help demonstrate arcs, how the character's getting from point A to point B, how you're overlapping shapes, you know, and then getting asymmetry too, wherever you can, right? So that's not just even movements all the time, but you're really breaking things up and getting things to feel really organic, really heavy, and really appealing. Okay, cool. So this is really great. Overall, really nice shot. Super awesome. Thank you for sharing with me, and thank you for sharing with everybody on YouTube. It's much appreciated. Thank you for reaching out, and I hope we can do it again. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I'm always around, and you can contact me through the contact button on the website, real-monster.com. And yeah, thank you everyone for watching. If you have any questions, like I said, reach out or just go to the website, get the free lesson, and then you'll be updated with things as they come along, as I go online little by little. Okay. All right. Hope to talk to you guys soon. Happy animating and have a great day. Thanks. Bye.